So in this hand, the hero has got about 33,000 in chips, and the levels are 3,000, 6,000 with a 300 ante. C2 brings it in with a queen. C3 completes under the gun, and then it's going to fold around to the hero. And of course there's still this glitch with Universal Replayer where we get to see all of the up cards of the folded hands, though it is kind of convenient in certain cases to remember things like there are 3 3s dead, and that's going to be a tough card to catch. Now, the hero's got a 7-6-5, but again the dead cards are kind of a problem here because C3 has a 3. There are 2 other 3s dead. Now, the fact that there's a 6 dead is helping the hero, but it's not nearly enough to counteract that problem. And if you run an equity sim compared to C3, giving him a range of any 3-card 7 or better, which I think is a pretty good guess for a hand to complete under the gun like this, our hero only has 40% equity, which is not terrible, but first of all, the ante structure is actually kind of low compared to a lot of other tournaments and satellites. The antes are only a tenth of the small bet. So assuming C2 folds, which is a pretty good assumption, there's only one small bet worth of dead money in the pot, as opposed to sometimes 2 small bets or 2.5, depending on whether you're in a live tournament or something like that, when the antes can get very high. Even if we give C3 credit only for just a 3-card 8 or better, hero only has 44% equity. So you might think, well, we're not that far behind, it's worth a call here. But one of the other ways to analyze this is to take a look at your the power rating of the hand. If you recall my power rating system, we would give hero 3 points for the 7, 5 points for the 5, 4 points for the 6. We give 12 points. No bonus for having the 7 as his door card. But then with the dead cards, it's going to lower the rating down to a 10-point hand. A 10-point hand is a very marginal hand. Certainly if you were facing a late position raise where you could put the villain on a wider range, you would definitely play it. But in this case, I think it's very, very marginal at best, even in a cash game, to call versus an early position open, which implies a much stronger range. And again, in a tournament, if there's any sort of value based on survival, when he's only got a relatively short stack here, is definitely a fold right here on 3rd Street.